Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Allison and this is my February plan with me. This month I was inspired by one of my favorite movies of all time, The Princess Bride, which is based on the book by William Goldman. If you haven't watched the movie, you need to see it. It's filled with adventure, laughs, and love. This illustrated book was a gift to me and I love how the pages look and the detailing. So I'll be trying to add some gold detailing to my pages as well. For the most part, my setup will be in chronological order from scenes in the movie, starting off with the quote page. On the quote page, I'm writing one of the most famous lines from the movie, "As you wish," which Wesley says to Buttercup to mean "I love you." So on the bottom of the page, I tried to draw a small book, and then at the top of the page, I drew this cute border of connected hearts. I like drawing these borders at the top and bottom of the pages because I think it makes it look more like a fairy tale story. And so for the cover page, I'm using this Arteza black gouache, and this is to color in the silhouettes of Wesley and Buttercup. So, fun fact about me, I walked down the aisle at my wedding to an instrumental version of Storybook Love, which is the main song that is played throughout the movie of The Princess Bride. So for the top of the cover page, I'm going back in with my gold acrylograph pen and writing February in a font that's similar to one used for the movie posters. So that's it for the cover page. Very happy with how it turned out. Again, I love how the gold shimmers. And now onto the calendar page. I wanted to make the calendar look like a worn map, so I've added some tears around the edges and using brown and beige colored markers. So at the top left corner of the calendar, I'm using the same font from the cover page to write an F for February. Now the bottom is going to be focusing on the scene after Buttercup is kidnapped and is being sailed to Gilder. So while on the ship, Buttercup is warned of shrieking eels, and she actually confronts them when she tries to escape. So on the right hand page, I'll be drawing in those creepy shrieking eels popping their heads out of the water. Now, one of my favorite scenes from when they're on the ship is when Fezzik is talking in rhymes and it frustrates Vicini. So I decided to include the quotes from that scene onto the page. So that's it for the calendar page. Now onto the habit and mood trackers. For my habit tracker, I'm just writing in cursive at the top with my Tombow Fudenosuke pen, and then I'll be using the same brown and beige colored markers for the tracker boxes. On the side of the page, I wanted to include the scene when the man in black is climbing up the cliffs of insanity, going after Buttercup and her kidnappers. This is also when this famous line happens.
He didn't fall? Inconceivable! You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
So, fun fact, the word inconceivable is used 5 times throughout the movie. So at the top, I'm just writing Cliffs of Insanity, and then at the bottom, Inconceivable. Now for the mood tracker, I'm going with the same cursive lettering at the top, and I thought it would be fun to include at the center of the mood tracker the sword fight scene between the man in black and Inigo Montoya. Now, as I'm recording this, I realized I didn't include a key at the bottom about which colors I'll be using for the mood tracker. It will be with different shades of brown. For the swords, I looked at a couple of reference photos from the movie. The gold-handled sword on the left is Inigo Montoya's, and then the silver-handled sword on the right is the man in black's. Around the mood tracker, I included a couple of lines from the movie. You seem like a good fellow, I hate to kill you, and you seem like a good fellow, I hate to die. And at the bottom, I drew a little boulder just to pay homage to when the man in black fights against Fezzik, also known as Andre the Giant. And that's it for the habit and mood trackers. Really happy with how they came out. Now on to the first weekly. So after the man in black defeats Fezzik, he makes his way to where Vicini has Buttercup held hostage. There he challenges Vicini to a battle of wits, where Vicini must decide which goblet of wine is poisoned with iocane powder. So for the weekly, I've divided it into 3 main sections. The middle section will be the days of the week, and the sections on the sides of the pages will include a drawing of the wine goblets. For the goblets, I'm using a combination of 2 different shades of gray, artisan markers, and trying my best to blend them together. To add some shine, I'm using a silver acrylograph pen for the top of the goblet, and then also adding some silver accents to the sides. Now for the other side, I'll be repeating the same drawing process. So at the top, I included a couple of quotes, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of me, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of you. Now at the bottom, I'm including another line from Vicini: never go in against a Sicilian when death is on the line. He says this right before he dies, And then I'm also drawing a small vial of iocane powder. So that's it for the first weekly. Now on to the second weekly. So for this weekly, I wanted to focus on the ROUSs, which stands for rodents of unusual size. After the man in black reveals himself to be Wesley to Buttercup, they escape into the fire swamp where they encounter these ravenous rats. I decided to paint the fire swamp scene with my gouache paints, starting with a black background and then adding trees and shrubs, and then lastly adding fire and a giant rat. I added a bunch of red eyes in the background to make it look like there was a lot of ROUSs. Now, when I was dividing the days of the week, I realized I only made 6 days instead of 7, so I combined Friday and Saturday. And that's it for this week. I really like the spooky vibes that I'm getting from it. Now, the third weekly layout is similar to the first week, with the middle sections being the days of the week and then the outer sides including some drawings. On the left side, I'm drawing an air blower that Miracle Max uses to ask Wesley what you got here that's worth living for, which he replies, true love. During this scene, we also learn that mostly dead is still slightly alive. Now on the right side, I'm drawing the clergyman's hat to signify the iconic marriage scene when Buttercup is married to Prince Humperdinck. So that's it for this week. Now on to the final weekly. So for this weekly, I wanted to highlight the scene where Inigo Montoya fights the six-fingered man, and he says his infamous line from the movie, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." Now on the right hand page, to fill up some of the empty space, I'm just making a decorative border and going with my gold acrylograph pen and writing "the end" to signify the end of the movie and the end of the spread. So that's it for the last weekly. Now onto the flip through. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. This has definitely been one of my most ambitious setups yet, but I love Princess Bride so much that I wanted to include most of my favorite scenes in it. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite scene from the movie is. If you like videos like this, please hit subscribe, and until next time, bye!